But popular DJ Beenie Man begs to differ.
Song make you feel good, yes? Yeah, because you don't like what me not like neither. So you fire a shot, blow, blow, blow. Yeah, you will see how one game on and say, go away. If it escalate, then fight, go on. But for kill a game man, I don't believe that dancehall music have ever caused the death of no gay man in Jamaica.
It's the classic chicken and the egg argument. But while those on both sides debate which came first, there is no denying that members of the gay community in Jamaica are targeted because of their sexuality. According to Lewis, an average of 30 cases is reported to J-Flag each year, ranging from mob attacks to the rape of lesbians and genital mutilation. That figure could be much higher, as many victims are afraid to come forward and don't trust the police. It's that same fear that keeps some gay men out of clinics where they would be able to access condoms, counseling and testing.
They're afraid that when they speak about what acts they're engaged in, they will be discriminated against and the service will not be as the others, and rightly so for a lot of them. It's based on their own experiences, and so they don't come out, they do not access care. And when we find incidences of HIV among the population, then they present a little later than other persons.
But there's also evidence the situation is improving as it relates to acceptance of homosexual people. International pressure has been successful in getting dancehall artists to tone down their fatalistic lyrics by hitting them where it hurts.
The Reggae Compassionate Act. I actually signed that agreement earlier while I was going to England. But when I was going to France now, a lot of gay rights people were saying that, oh, Cartel can't come to France because he's a homophobic and he promotes hate in his music. You know what I mean? So we actually had to sign that paper to go to Europe.
You had to?
Yeah, I had to.
That was forced upon you?
No, it would, nothing can be forced upon Vybz Kartel. Straight up. Nothing at all. You know what I mean? But for the betterment of Vybz Kartel pocket and for the betterment of my children, I signed that quick and fast. Yeah. And go to Europe or collect the euros, so, you know what I mean?
And you have upheld that agreement?
Yeah man, I have, because, you know what I mean, as I said before, you know, it's modern time now, you know what I mean, and one of the key words right now in the globalized economy and the globalized world is tolerance, you know what I mean? So Vybz Kartel has no problem just doing good music, you know what I mean, doing music, not really promoting hate against any group of people, any sect. You know what I mean? I have no problem doing that. Vybz Kartel used to have a lot of songs, quote unquote, fun games. That was way back, you know what I mean? You know when you're a young artist and you're arrogant and you're just doing stuff. Straight up, you know? Things and time change.
As a result, over the past few years, many artists have changed their messages of death and violence towards gays and substituted affirmations of heterosexuality as well as non-violent condemnations of homosexuality.
A serious recession in the lyrics that are fatal and are acrimonious, and that's stab and murder and burn and kill. There are still lyrics that are going to renounce male homosexuality because of where the music comes from and how Jamaica sees itself. But they are not in that fatal term. We are going to murder, we are going to kill, we are going to burn. The words are different. Very less fatal, less acrimonious. But the themes are there, but in a very different way.
And so we've moved from boom bye bye to no fishing on my ital dish.
I don't want no fishing on my ital dish to see my son become a father. I'm a greatest wish.
What they've done now is to change it into slang. So the outward violence, the discrimination is still there. I mean, of course, we had TOKs. Tunes, elephants. Yeah, you know, we've had all of those, but because of that kind of lobbying and advocacy, what they have done is creatively change and use slang now to still express their own homophobia.
Meanwhile, Mr. Vegas' song Gallis, while reaffirming love of women, simultaneously and less obviously denounces homosexuality, although this strategy is not readily admitted.
No man to me thing, every queen to a king. Man a swing from the gal or whatever swing out. That's a clear swipe at homosexuals, isn't it?
It's not a swipe at homosexuals. I'm just talking about myself. You know, if I was saying,
From the gal, how is that talking about yourself?
well, we're talking about a man who's moving away from the girl. We're asking where they're going. He's not saying, I am condemning where they're going, or I'm burning out where they're going, or I'm killing them for where they're going. It's their lifestyle, that.
But there are those who continue to sing about violence towards homosexuals. Bounty Killer, for example, has refused to sign the Reggae Compassionate Act. We tried to get him to participate in this documentary, but our multiple requests were ignored. In 2010, Bounty Killer released the song No Friend Fish, which became an instant hit in Jamaica. For those who are confronted with anti-gay sentiment regularly, the softening of lyrics by some is simply not enough.
Because what do you do if you're in the dance and you know you're gay and they're saying, put up your hand if you're a fish, and you're struggling internally, do I put up my hand and save my life, or just stand up still and don't dance?
In the 1990s, the dancehall community responded to a so-called AIDS scare with an abundance of songs highlighting the disease and advocating condom use. Bojo Banton, who had been harshly criticized for Boom Bye Bye just a year before, came out with the mega hit Willie.
Don't be silly, put some rubbers on the willy. Idiots a go round and we don't want get you. Good boy, don't be silly, rubbers on the willy. Idiots a go round and we don't want get you.
The song resonated among gravely concerned Jamaicans and received what Jamaicans call a massive forward in the dance hall. Then in 1997, Montego Bay-based company No Glove No Love reigned in Jamaica's iconic pop culture couple, Beenie Man and Karlene, to promote its new brand of condoms, Slam. Slam was the name of Beenie Man's hit single at the time, and girlfriend Dancehall Queen Carlene was featured on the cover of the condom package in a provocative red outfit.
And when I heard from the point of view in which he had, and I also said to him, yeah, it would be a good reason for the men to buy Karlene, because that was how it was dubbed. Give me a Karlene, because my picture was on it, and as you said, I was dubbed, of course, one of the sexiest women in Jamaica, and of course a sex symbol.
The marketing strategy was a huge hit.
It was research done by Hope Enterprise in the early days, right? And I think it was called Report on Adolescent Condom Use Survey or something like that. And it actually showed that, I can't remember what age group, but it was in the teens, that Slam was the condom of choice, and we had about 30% of the market at the time, which was the biggest selling condom at the time. Yeah.
But as condom sales increased, medications improved, and more people became more informed about the disease, the scare of the 90s began to wane. By the early 2000s, there was little discussion in dancehall about HIV/AIDS. According to Beenie Man, artists began getting the message that the topic was too serious for airplay.
When we discuss it, them turn a blind eye. You know how much AIDS song man sing? Over 2,000 AIDS songs sing, and them not get the right play, them not get the right promotion. When you sing all of these songs about AIDS, then yeah, you not get no, but no come to you. No. Them say the topic too strong. That's what them used to use as a serious topic.
Mr. Vegas shares that complaint.
I sang a song called Constant Spring. There's message, but you know, in music, sex sells, and the whole idea behind that. But there's still messages that's out there that promote safe sex.
It's just who's going to buy it anyway and how popular it's going to get.
Because of the importance that sexual virility and fertility, the importance that these things have to male identity, those discussions are not the primary ones that you'll hear coming out of dancehall.
If the younger generation is not aware, that will be cause for concern for like parents, that will be cause of concern for schools, school teachers, guidance counselors, the Ministry of Health, not the teacher.
The teacher meaning you.
Despite his abdication of responsibility in spreading the message though, Kartel is very aware of the disease. Like Beenie Man, he says he gets tested regularly.
It's modern time now, so you even have the instant HIV test. So if you check for somebody that much and you think that you want to have sex with this person unprotected, well, you get yourself tested. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Have you been tested?
I've been tested over and over and over again. Straight up. And even when my baby mothers have their children, I'm automatically tested as the father. You know what I mean? So once the blood result is negative for the child and the mother, that's automatically spells negative for Vybz Kartel. But I do my regular HIV instant checkups.
Kartel has also played a role in the HIV discourse, although not through his music. In 2007, the entrepreneur launched a brand of condoms called Daggering, named for the subgenre of dancehall music popular at the time.
When you're going at a ramping shop.
In condom, it was the condom. My partner and I came up with the concept for the rum, but the condom, he was the one who approached me and said, yo, let's do a condom, you know what I mean? Because we have so much songs about sex and whatnot. So let's do a condom and kind of strike a balance. And, you know what I mean? I didn't even hesitate. You know what I mean? I just jumped right into it.
Kartel would not disclose sales figures for the condom, although he claims it was very successful. It is now discontinued. Meanwhile, over at Slam Condoms, Victor Wong expressed a worrying sentiment.
The sales have not been really good recently in Jamaica. I don't know, and that could be for a whole variety of reasons. And from talking to other condom companies, I think right across the board, I think sales are down.
It's obvious there are many challenges in keeping dancehall focused on HIV/AIDS.
For you to bust in dancehall, as they'll explain, you have to do certain kinds of songs. With hardcore dancehall, you have to sing gun tune, gal tune, gully, ghetto tune, ganja tune. God, you have to renounce male homosexuality in some way. It's very important. That's why you could add sex/HIV.
So where does dancehall go from here? What role, if any, should popular music play in spreading the message about HIV/AIDS? And should artists be held accountable for the messages they do choose to promote? Some argue musicians are entitled to freedom of speech. Others say with great freedom comes great responsibility.